They're not building the right habits. Look at one of the things God said to you about this new season. He's like, run.
Yes.
Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze. Don't shortchange yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Move with that vision. So if I find more women
Hi everyone, welcome to the EleGoldB show, and I'm your host, EleGoldB. This is a special birthday edition, and I'm super excited to be hosting this. I just turned 30, and I am ready and excited for everything that 30 has. So today, I have a very special guest with me, and she's so dear to me because she is also my coach. Her name is DDK, and she's going to tell you what that stands for. I'm super excited, and again, she's a coach. She leads the Immerse coaching company, where she has multiple coaching programs for women of several ages, and I happen to be in one of them, which is called the Future Forward Female, and she is just an all-round extraordinary woman, a wife, a mother, and she leads in so many regards in life, and I'm super excited to have her here. So everybody, welcome DDK.
Ellie, I'm so excited to be here. And since you put the assignment in my hands already, Debola Dejikurumi, to say just a little bit more about what we do at the Future Forward Female Movement, I believe that by 2030, we will have 1 million extraordinary visionary women of African descent, standing at the front lines across industries and really changing the world. And I feel like you represent that kind of woman, and it's a joy to share this day with you.
Thank you so much. Pleasure. I'm so glad to have you on here. So let's jump into this. For the Future Forward Female, can you describe the type of woman that she is today, where she is at the moment? Not yet in her future, but where is she right now?
I love it. So, I say something about the Future Forward Female, and it started with this powerful statement that started to make waves maybe from about 3 years ago, when we really started to say the future is female. I'd find myself saying, yes, the future is female, but she's a certain kind of female. And that kind of female who's a visionary woman isn't just someone who's a woman by biology, but someone who's a woman with a vision. So she's got a visionary womb. If I'll describe that woman, primarily I'll speak to 3 things. And the first is the power of vision. If any woman today captures a compelling picture of where she can be, even if she's not there yet, she's the kind of woman I'm talking to. Secondly, if you find a woman who mixes humility with hunger, that is a combustive combination.
Wow.
Intellectual humility and intentional hunger will take you places that your education could never have taken you. So we are in search of a certain caliber of women who believe that no matter how far they've gone, there's still more.
Right.
Who also believe that no matter how low they started, they can outdo their limitations. And I think the third thing is, if I find any woman who embraces the power of co-creation and collaboration, any woman who believes that no matter how great I am, in coming together, we can create this profound space of power that isn't just excellent in the moment, but can be generational in impact. So when you find a woman with a vision, you find a woman who mixes intellectual humility with intentional hunger, and then you find a woman who wants to co-create with others, you see, who says, I've got this burning desire to change the world, to change my family, and I want to do it with others. Those things are profound, and it just creates the context within which any kind of woman from any kind of background could be thrust into the front lines of creating transformation for her life and the world.
I love this. This is so beautiful because this is available to any woman.
Yes. Absolutely.
Any woman. Yes. And I love that the first thing you said is vision.
Yes.
Because it's not for your background, it's not where you were born into who's around you.
So good.
I know those things matter in the long run. Your association will matter, but all you just need to start off is a vision.
Yes.
And anybody can have a vision.
Yes.
That is so beautiful.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, and when you think about vision, there is a sensationalism about vision today that I think is unhealthy. There's a way that we feel like vision is is not so easily attainable.
Something heavy,
and you have to read for it, and really tutor yourself into the competencies for vision. But at the basic, most human level, every single one of us came to the earth with a creative capacity to want more, to envision more, and to work for that more.
Yes.
And that's what vision is about.
Yeah, and I also think really, so for me, at some point in my life, I was trying to find what's my purpose, and I thought it was this big thing, this heavy thing that when I find, I'm like, oh my God, I found it. And I kept trying over and over and over, and I didn't find it. The more I looked for it, I didn't find it.
Evaded you.
But one thing I came to realize is I had ideas.
So good.
I had ideas. I had things that I liked.
So good.
And I said, you know what? I want to try that. And actually the EleGoldB show really is just an idea I had a long time ago, where I would be in my car with my phone talking to myself and just saying, welcome to the Ele show. That's what it was called back then. And I would say welcome and just talking to my phone, and I never released it anywhere. But look at a couple years down the line and we're having our first episode. So really, it's just an idea, and it's nothing outside of you. Vision is everything you need is really within you.
Really good.
It's nothing on the outside.
Really good.
And I have a different vision. I have a different idea. You have a different vision, a different idea. It might be similar or different, but there's that seed on the inside of every single
one
human.
of us. Yes.
Every single person. That is beautiful.
Yes, and I love to say that when it comes to thinking about your life's purpose, one of the ways that you could actually uncover a greater sense of meaning that people often shy away from is actually the challenges that you're faced with, the burdens that you carry about what could be different in the world, what gives you sleepless night or a pain point, crisis that you faced. So I find too many women feeling like their lives don't count because their lives have not been easy. Right? I find women who are looking out there to others, and there's now this soft life movement that I think is just an undercover, dangerous ideology for the average young woman. Because you're looking at all this, you're on other people's timelines, and you are stressed out about how everyone seems to have their lives together
and you
feel like you're the only one who doesn't. Whereas right in the midst of overcoming your own challenges, figuring your own way despite the odds, even if you've had a painful experience or a turbulent background or even what you call a dysfunctional family, all of those things come together as the raw material. The building blocks for a life of meaning.
Absolutely. And I love that you say that, because mostly, or rather majorly, the things that I'm doing have been birthed from a place of pain. From a place of dysfunction, a place of brokenness. And I've been able to see from a different vantage point how I can help someone else with what I'm doing. Or what I've been through, rather. So it's so beautiful that the places that you have been beat up the most would be the place, really, if you look on the inside, where your lifting is going to come from. So nothing is ever wasted.
I love
nothing is ever wasted in your life. As a woman, as a man, whoever you are, nothing is ever wasted, and everything you go through are building blocks for the next thing. So that's so profound. Amazing.
It's profound.
And I really pray, it's my prayer that more women will get to know this, that because your life is not easy does not mean you did something wrong, or God hates you, or you don't have a plan and a purpose. There's a plan and a purpose for your life, regardless of what you are experiencing.
I love it. So true. And we've got these 5 pillars of the Future Forward Female Blueprint, and it came from about 2 years interviewing almost 1,000 older women, right, and really thinking about how they unlocked greatness, how they released their potential, and ultimately I came upon this belief that is now being tested, being experimented. And I'm going on that journey with several thousands of women who are within the mastermind, right? So in looking at these 5 pillars that we're saying, these are the protocols of greatness. If you're a woman and you want to be visionary. You want to, it doesn't matter if you didn't come from a wealthy family,
right,
but you want a wealthy family to come from you. You want to be a legacy leader. You want to create real change in the world, and you want to fulfill your life's calling. These are specific protocols that you have to grow your capacity in.
Right.
And we start off with self-governance.
Yes.
I feel like if a woman gets into looking at herself like a government, like a government that works, you see, and you're looking at yourself like a repository of resources, a generational matriarch, a gatekeeper that can open doors for the next generation. The moment you start to take yourself seriously, it looks like life starts to take you seriously.
It does.
So there's so many women that I know who have big dreams, and that is great, but they never really get to a place where there is mastery of their time, their energy, their focus,
their minds.
Their minds. They're not building the right habits. Look at one of the things God said to you about this new season. He's like, run.
Yes.
Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze. Don't shortchange yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Move with that vision. So if I find more women who can really set up the right practices in their lives, harness your mind, pay attention to your thoughts, build the right habits, and use the right tools to maximize your time. I'm telling you, give the average woman just a year of investing in the right practices.
And the transformation would be
breathtaking.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yes.
And something that she just mentioned, one of the mandates for me really in this my new year of 30 is to run. So I've been a person in the past. I'm no longer that person who would overthink things. And I just heard the word for my 30s to run.
Yes.
Don't slow down. So I'm working on a new book, and it's going to be out very soon in August. I'm super excited. And I also worked on this as part of my coach's program, The Future Forward Female, which is something she takes you through a framework, to help you learn yourself, to master yourself. And obviously many other scenarios to go through. And this was one of the things she said, you have to come up with the next big thing.
Yes.
Don't be scared to live out your purpose. Don't be scared to live those ideas you have in your head. You're not crazy. You can actually release them.
I love it.
So my new book, You Are Gold, is coming in August, which is really, really soon. And I look forward to every young woman picking this book up and finding that gold on the inside of her, knowing that you are rare.
Yes.
You are made for abundance. You're made for elegance, and you must choose it and walk in it intentionally. Wow.
I love it. And the thing about gold, it doesn't get devalued.
It doesn't.
Gold just increases in value.
All over the world.
Yes.
And it is global.
Yes.
It is recognized globally.
I love it.
Every single country, anywhere you go, gold is valuable.
Yeah. But the thing is, the value that is unlocked in gold is also connected to its refinement.
To its refinement.
So it goes through the process. And maybe we should speak for a moment, around the process that women have to go through.
Yes.
You've gone through processes. And you were speaking to me earlier about the desire for marriage.
Yes. So this is something I'm going to bring up, and a lot of women desire to be married.
Yes.
And not just married, a lot of women in this day and age, because of the things we're seeing on social media, a lot of women want to get married to a good guy, a godly man, a romantic man. Like, they are looking for all these qualities.
Yes.
And one question I always ask, because some people come to my posts, they see my husband and I, we look cute in the pictures. They're like, God, when? Am I a spoon? God, I might take away pack. Things like that. So, can we speak to that? Because for me, someone left a comment a few days ago. Said, God, when? Am I a spoon? And I said, you're not a spoon. I know it's funny. But really, there's a mindset, and your subconscious mind
starts to embrace.
It's embracing the identity of a spoon. Something that's not important. It's useful, but not important.
Wow.
So, ladies, let's speak about this.
Let's talk about this.
For the women who want to be married, but they see all these negatives mainly on social media, and they're scared as well for what's to come. And then they also have a mindset of, will it work for me? Maybe it's for certain people. What can we say to them?
That's a great question. And I feel like the first place to go is to recognize that whatever doesn't enter your mind is unlikely to enter your life.
Wow.
Yeah. So there are too many women who are playing around with their paradigms, their inner space and their inner life. And that is why I find myself saying to women, to men, to everyone, to be careful about the power of social media. And many times you're just feeling like, well, I go there to run business and I go there for pleasure, but you're getting sucked into the algorithm of mindsets.
Yeah.
There's something underneath the algorithm that is an agenda of paradigms, you see. So you always have to be careful about what you're taking in, what you're believing, right underneath that hashtag that you're choosing, God when, hashtag soft life. What's underneath that hashtag, and why should you believe it? So my first key insight for any woman who wants to be married well, I've just been recently married myself. I've been married for 12 years.
Love it.
Right?
Recently.
Yeah, so, and I have a truly beautiful marriage. I'm thankful for it. And I know how being married to the right person really creates the context for fulfilling your purpose. Yeah. It's true. It's true for the man and it's true for the woman.
Yes.
So the first thing for me is you have to go away from social media, not even about taking a break, but you have to source your paradigms about marriage from the right places.
Right.
And you will find great couples on social media, but I'm telling you that primarily that isn't even the strongest source for getting the right paradigms, the right thinking, the right ideology, because you're not seeing beyond the pictures and the posts.
Right.
You see. So you should be going for couples you could have a sit down with. You should be going for the Word of God. You should be going for the right books. You should be attending the right conferences and setting up yourself in the right communities where there are people living today what you dream to, what you aspire to tomorrow. That's the meaning of a catalytic community.
Right.
To be set in the context of relationships with people who are living a reality that is a future vision for you.
For you.
Yes.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So you start from there. And I think the second important thing is to remember that if you consider yourself God's daughter and you want God's son, God is going to be kind to you to give you his son, but he'll be kind to give his son a worthy daughter too.
That's right.
You see. So there are too many women who put all the pressure on the man in terms of what kind of man they want, but it's really about what kind of woman are you? What kind are you?
What kind of woman are you?
Yeah.
Like a lot of women they have their list. There's this thing called the list.
The list.
And I had mine too.
I had mine too.
And the funny thing is I wrote my list at 19. After I...
That's quite intentional.
Yes. Actually, I'll tell you why. Because when I was 19, I ended a relationship. Or I just got out of a relationship that was dysfunctional, to say. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to get this thing right. And I said, what do I need to get this right? And I started doing my research. I started reading books. I consumed so many books on marriage.
I love it.
I wanted to know. I started looking for people who had gotten it right.
Exactly.
Right. So, and I started studying their lives. I started asking questions. What does it take to get it right? At 19.
Wow.
And then I said, after I did my research and I consumed so much information, I watched so many videos, listened to so many podcasts, I did a lot. I don't think they were called podcasts then, but whatever they were called, I listened to a lot of those things. And when I was done getting the information I needed, I took my notes and I wrote. I was writing the man I want. But I said no. I erased it and I wrote the man I am. Not because I'm a man, not because I'm masculine, not because I desire to be a man, but I desired to be whoever I was asking for.
Wow.
So if I said I wanted a man who was successful or godly, I had to be that.
So good.
So I wrote those things out I'm very feminine, by the way.
Yes, you are.
That's right. I do not want to be a man or take the position of a man or, masculine in my... That is not what I want. But I wanted the traits to match. So
the traits matching.
Yes. So for so many women out there, you want so many things, but are you those things as well?
Yes.
Because like you said, if you're a daughter of God and God has a son and you want to be paired, you literally have to come correct.
So good.
You have to come correct. Because I don't think God is just going to release one of his sons.
No,
to you.
That would be fair.
Right. Since you don't want someone messy, are you messy?
So good. It's powerful. Ellie, this is how I'm also thinking about where we are as a people. There is a pseudo-fulfillment that a person can get for seeming a certain way when they're not really that way. And the power of the media, again, can allow you project an image. So what I really intend to say is that today the average young woman might actually have a blurred vision of what it means to be a virtuous woman.
Right.
What it means to be a complete woman, a blessed woman, a visionary woman, a matriarch, you see. Because if she's got her habits, her mindset, her relationship with money, with other people, all messed up, but she has a strong personal brand out there, and she's got a decent following and is succeeding with her business, she's going to become someone's aspiration.
Right.
She's going to be a woman to be looked up to.
Right.
And she's going to be part of 100 most something women in Nigeria, 50 most something women in Nigeria. I get awards, so this is not a diss, but it's to say that you really have to know what sort of life you want to build.
Right.
And so no matter how much you're commended for a part of your life that works, it doesn't mean you still don't have a part that is bleeding. And guess what? If you don't fix what's bleeding, it's going to bleed into what's working.
Bleed into every other
Yes.
thing.
Yes. So the young women who feel successful because there are others who say to them, you're my mentor, you're my inspiration,
Right.
I'm so proud of you. Those things have never moved me, and I'm thankful. I think it's come from my parenting.
Yeah.
I'm grounded in a very excellent sense of where I want to go. I see what my gaps are, and I mind the business of fixing those gaps regardless of what anyone else thinks about me.
And I think for women, we have to strive for wholeness all around.
That's the word.
Wholeness.
It's that congruence, that harmony.
Right. There's this thing called the wheel of life.
Yes.
That has the different areas. Your finances, your relationships, your legacy.
Your health.
Your career, personal brand.
Your personal brand.
That was one of from the Future Forward Female that we had, the mastermind. But if the wheel, think of a wheel. Or think of a bicycle. If the wheel is unbalanced, it's not going to move. You're not going to be able to ride it properly and efficiently.
Yes.
But think of a tire that has air pumped into it and it's functional.
Good.
It's going to go right. So I think for every woman, we have to be very intentional with the different areas of our lives.
Yes.
And taking inventory of your life is so important.
I agree.
To see the parts that are bleeding and actually taking out time to invest and fix it.
Yes.
Fix it. Because it's for you, ultimately. It's not for anybody else.
Yeah.
I know not everybody, a lot of people, the new movement is the soft life movement, a life of ease. A life with no stress. Don't stress me. None of that. But the truth of the matter is, in your soft life, behind the scenes, are you really living soft? Are you really comfortable? Do you go back and cry after posting the hashtag soft life?
Oh gosh.
Are you broke after soft life online?
Wow.
Soft life is beautiful, but make it wholesome.
I love
There's nothing wrong with enjoying life, and you should.
Yes.
Taking time to rest, to travel, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But wholesome is what we're working towards.
I love it.
It's so, so important.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. I could listen to you the entire day.
Thank you so much.